when it comes to ICE, which is, I mean, to me, crazy. You skip past the dude who killed the nurse in Minneapolis. You skip past the dude who shot the white lady 3 times in the face.
Citizens.
It's completely, I don't, and you go straight like she's the poster child for the. However, you're wearing a uniform. Like how I get it. I'd much rather make these guys the face of what we're villainizing. Like I don't know how you manage to pick a chick who literally looks bored in the airport. Like she becomes the face of all this nonsense. Like you land, and we know how. We know why.
Yep.
We know why they go toward why she becomes the poster child for everything bad that ICE does, even though no one has any knowledge of her doing anything other than standing
Just
bored in
standing
the
there.
airport.
Yeah.
But like, can I even sympathize? Like, where does my sympathy level stop? Because you are with that crew.
I mean, she's getting exploited because when you look when the picture was posted, look at the comments. It's nothing but the pro MAGA conservatives saying, "Oh, she's just doing her job. She's defending our country."
Right.
And it's
In
clearly
an
like
airport.
right. They just couldn't find a picture of a white woman, ideally, to be the poster child for ICE. So they were like, "Okay, we're gonna settle for the cute black chick, like you said." But then they're just exposing themselves in the comments because it's they don't care. It could have been anybody. They just want to push this narrative of, oh, ICE is here to help. No, ICE is hanging out, not helping TSA, and they're shooting American citizens when they're technically supposed to be taking out the worst of the worst. They're literally violating people's rights, and they're just not. It's just a modern Gestapo.
And I agree. I think a lot of the conversations I was seeing was like, well, how can a black person be an ICE? You know what I'm saying? And are you a sellout because you're working with them and you're not with us and everything? And which I think is a decent question.
It's fair.
It's a
It's fair
fair
to
question.
ask.
You know,
It's fair to ask.
I mean, but we've seen questions like that before. How can you be black and fight in the military? How can
Be
you
a
be
cop.
black and be a cop?
Be a
You know what I'm
cop.
saying? How can you
Congress.
in Congress, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, all of those things do serve the white power structure, you know. But then again, I do think that there is a level of like we do need to be involved in every part of this country because I mean, if we're not, then who, right? So I think there's a balance. I'm not saying you need to be in ICE,
No,
but
right.
I'm saying we do need to be in everywhere that affects us. You know what I mean? To some level. And then I also think that somebody was like, well, you know, you can't tell somebody how they should live. You don't know her situation. What if she got turned down from every job and has responsibilities and
Right.
you know they didn't want to turn tricks and it was either the pole or ice. You know what I'm saying?
Man, take it all the way
Can't
up.
do the ice pole.
They want to turn trick.
Yeah.
Turn trick.
Yeah, you know
I
what I'm
think the,
saying?
I think the question. I think the problem with the question though is missing that in order for you. All right, and this kind of goes back to the Jay-Z thing a little bit. Look for somebody with a strong ideology and value system and see if they suffer.
Mhm.
Anybody that you know with a strong ideology and value system is suffering in this country. And so, in order to be well adjusted in a sick place, you also have to be sick.
Mhm.
So, when we look at ICE agents, whether police officers, we look at people in the military, we have to call this thing what it is. We are an imperial machine regime
Mm.
that is going around the world killing innocent people, setting up shop, stealing land. That is what America does. And if we understand that that's what America does, then to work for that mechanism and to support that mechanism, to do the bidding of that mechanism is to be that. And so, I don't have any empathy for somebody who gets singled out or called out for being part of that mechanism. I don't have any, like she signed up for that job, right? She gets GI Bill, she gets benefits,
Bonus.
she gets a bonus. She makes her living and she exists okay, right?
You got to take what come with it.
Right. So she exists okay because of that. But because of that, right, history is not going to be kind to you and it shouldn't. The same way that if you know that somebody was in the Gestapo, to your point, right? And now they want to say, well, that's just what everybody was doing at the time.
I have a bakery now.
You know,
Right.
and so no,
I was just doing my
If
job.
you-
I was
I
just
was doing my
following
job.
orders.
Yeah.
I was just
if
following
you
orders.
if you killed Jewish people because they were Jewish, and if you like slaughtered people, right, based upon their race and ethnicity, then right, you deserve what you get.
Mhm.
And so
Mm.
if you're at the airport, right, and you benefit from, because if you ask her, hey, if you had to go and deport or take that mother from her children, right, and put her on a plane back to Ecuador or El Salvador or someplace else, where she might be seeking
Wherever you
asylum
think
from,
she looked like she
right,
from.
Right.
Uh-huh.
she's gonna tell you, yes, that's my job. That is the reason why I have on this uniform. So I don't have any empathy,
Right.
but also it's not like I'm coming down on them and saying, hey, she should be castigated, you know, for who she is.
Right.
She should be judged for what she does.
For what she
Agreed. Agreed.
And there's nothing unpatriotic about what that man just said. Just speaking fact.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
I have nothing. I not negating or anti anything you just said. Two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
Everything
Very
you
true.
just said, 100%,
Mhm.
100%. In addition, the people who were killing citizens didn't look like her. Why is she the person that you think what I'm saying? Like,
You got a question there.
And conveniently, they are not wearing masks in the airport.
which is
So
which is
clearly
all I'm-
wasn't a thing.
which
It
is
wasn't
all I'm
necessary.
saying. I agree with you.
Mhm.
I could not agree with you more. With that also said, you motherfuckers know damn well she didn't,
Mhm.
but they did. So why don't you go like,
And-
what's that dude look like?
I think that's a dangerous distinction though, because
She's capable of.
if she has to,
if
she
the
will.
order would,
Right.
which is why I can't. Again,
Mhm.
it's why I can't disagree.
And
with
also,
you at all.
if you go to Canal Street, you go to, you know, Astoria, Queens, you go to some of these places where ICE is running down on people, that's what they look like. They look like us.
Yeah, true.
They
true,
look like us,
true,
and they're running down
True.
on black and brown people from Haiti and from South America, and
Suez
they
and Canal.
right, and they are grabbing them up. And if you try to get in their way, they will grab you. You're going to jail. You may be sent to Texas,
Mhm.
right? You may be sent to Louisiana until it's figured out for you. And so, you know, I think it's really important to draw a hard line on who ICE is, what our military is doing. You know, for me, that's when it gets super like clear cut,
Clear, black and white.
Yeah.
Got you.
Because you also like, and to your point, like if you're joining any body or organization or whatever, you do need to know what comes with it in its totality, not just the benefits,
Right.
not just what you can get from
Facts.
it. You know, not just what you want to do, whether it's positive or negative. When you put on a badge or you put on a uniform, you are embodying everything that comes with that.
Yeah,
son.
yeah.
Right.
So if something that's happening to you by way of a decision you made,
Right.
you got to eat that.
You know what?
You got to eat that.
If you put on an SS uniform, if they pull back the Klan hood and you're under it,
Right.
the legacy is yours.
It's-
You put it on. No, you're right.
Unless you're on some spook who sat by the door, where you're like,
Sure.
all right, I'm undercover in
Yeah,
this,
Sure.
in this
Right.
outfit. If I'm undercover in this outfit, well then, sure, then you deep undercover.
Right.